Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the video because I have a boring life and I don't really have anything to talk about, so yeah. So I actually have a semi-idea of what I'm gonna do today. I know what I want to use and I kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna do, so hopefully it all works out. Normally I just go into things like blank and just do and go with the flow, but today I kind of know what I'm doing, so. Alright, so I am getting a little sick, so if my voice is sounding weird, just ignore it, but, so anyways, I'm going to be going into the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. You guys already know that I love this foundation, and I love e.l.f. in general anyways. I actually just bought a good, like, $60 worth of, like, some products I haven't used yet, and some of the same ones I just need refills on, and it should be here in a few days, so I'm really excited. But honestly, like, okay, so if you didn't know, I'm actually a cruelty-free YouTuber, so everything I use is cruelty-free, and if it is not, please let me know because I was given false information or something, but everything should be cruelty-free because, yeah, I'm a cruelty-free person, so e.l.f. is a cruelty-free drugstore brand, and it is hard to find some drugstore brands that are good and cruelty-free. So anyways, this is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. This is in the color Porcelain. They really need to step up their shade range with this foundation. I've said it a million times, but this product is the best. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with my favorite sponge. This is the Morphe Just Blending Sponge. I just used it probably like 5 minutes ago doing a different thing, so it does have product on it, but whatever. So just opening this up and just putting foundation down my face. You guys know the drill. And just blending it out. I don't even need to talk about how it blends. It blends flawlessly and I love it. This product's so good. I feel like if you can find a color range that kind of matches you, because obviously this is way too dark for me, but I blend it down my neck and then, you know, you can't tell as much, but if you can find a shade that matches you, definitely go try this because it's so bomb and it's literally like $6. Alright, so we are nice and blended. I'm going to be going in with this Morphe concealer. This is in the color C1.15. So for one, this is extremely light. So I like to use light concealers with darker foundations like this because it kind of evens everything out for me. But I did a review on this and honestly, I thought it was like a good product, but it was way too sticky and I am not someone who sets my concealer often with powder. But when I use darker foundations like this, I can set it with translucent powder because for some reason when I use powders on my regular toned foundations and concealers, it just darkens under the eyes and it just looks terrible. So I feel like this is going to work out, but I haven't tried it, so we're going to go ahead and, you know, try it. I've used this product like once or twice and it really wasn't the best, but I'm going to give it another shot with setting it. So just putting it everywhere. It goes on like nicely. Like I feel like it has the potential, but honestly I haven't used it in forever, so I can't even really talk that much on it. But I feel like it could be like a really great product if you are someone who sets your concealer often. So again, you guys know what I'm doing, just blending it out. Okay, that blended out so easily. It was very simple. Like, it looks great. I feel like it looks great. I just gotta see it with powder on it because it was way too sticky before. So I don't want to judge it because I love Morphe, but honestly, I don't know. I just feel like you have to set it. Alright, so I'm just taking the Kat Von D translucent powder and I'm picking it up on the back of my sponge right here. And I'm just setting everywhere that I just put that concealer, just so it's nice and matted down. So I'm crazy. And I've been caking translucent powder on my nose very heavily lately. I feel like it's been helping me out. Again, I can only do it with certain products. Like there's a lot of like foundations and concealers that there's no way I can even set my nose or do anything like that because for one, foundation and product like just separates on my nose and it's so freaking annoying. But with like this foundation right here, I typically don't have any problem with it because it just This foundation is bomb. So I've been setting my nose because it stays on really well, and I rub my nose a lot because I'm getting sick and blowing my nose and all that. So just cake that shit on, boo. You know, just cake it on. And I'm going to go ahead and go over the eyes with translucent powder as well. Alright, so now just taking this brush right here. This is the Morphe M438 brush. It's perfect for this. I just sit here and dust it all off. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. I don't like to wipe away too much product. But I'm dusting it off, and then I'm going to go in with my sponge and just press it into the skin. Alright, so everything is nice and set in place. It looks great. Let's do the like touching test. Okay, so setting with powder definitely made it not sticky. I mean, I definitely knew it would. I just am honestly someone who doesn't set my face with powder that often, but I've been getting into it more and more. So I've been doing it a lot lately, but yeah, I mean, it looks great. Honestly, just set it with powder, the concealer. If you don't, you're going to be a sticky mess. So now we're going to go in with this e.l.f. blush right here. This is in the color Soft Peach, and it's one of their cream blushes, and I've never used this kind of product before, and I've never used it from e.l.f. either. So it's a cream blush. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. Since my sponge, and this is the only sponge I have clean right now, kind of clean, it has product all over it. I'm not going to use a sponge today, dipping it into this. I'm going to try to use a brush, but typically I would probably think a sponge would work best. But I'm going to be using this brush right here. This is from Crown Brushes. It's just a little tiny brush, and it doesn't have a name on it. I don't know if it wiped off or something, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out well or not, but I've been really excited to use this and just haven't done it yet. So we're going into it, picking it up. I don't feel like it's going to be like too heavy. I'm scared. Alright, so just pushing it where I would normally put blush. Okay, so far so good. Honestly, I feel like there's kind of like a glow to it. It has like a glow to it. I love glowy blushes. Yeah, it does. It does have like a pretty shine to it. I don't know if like when it dries down, if it would go away, but like that looks really, really good right now. It's very, very light. I think this would show up a little bit more on a lighter foundation for sure. I'm pretty sure they did have different colors, but that looks really pretty, and it's not blending out troublesome like I was kind of scared it was. That looks really, really good. Wow. Okay, cool. Dude, I'm kind of happy, honestly. Like, I don't want to like jinx it and it like look like shit on the other side, but it looks really good right now. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution bronzer in Ultra Bronze. It looks like this. This is something I use all the time, and I'm going to go in with this Morphe M527 brush. This right here, this bronzing brush is amazing, and I love it. The only thing I don't like about it is that it sheds like crazy, but other than that, I do love this brush for sure. So I'm just bronzing up the skin. Nothing too dramatic and harsh, but definitely making sure it shows up. Okay, so far putting the bronzer near the blush, I can definitely tell that the bronzer is sticking to the places the blush is at. So maybe it's best to set the blush or let it set before, but like once I sit here and blend it, it does go away. It's not like too dramatic, but I can tell that it is a little bit more harsh in the areas that it's touching the blush. But it does blend out, looks good right now. I'm happy with it, but definitely a warning. I'm just going to go over it right here just to make sure it's nice and blended. I'm just going in with a simple blending brush. This is the Sedona Lace EB13 brush. Going into the bronzer right there and just taking it down the nose. Not too harsh, but I am taking it down the nose and blending. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and set my face. This is the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. It looks like this right here. Alright, so I am back. I just did my brows off camera. I used the CoverGirl pomade, gel pomade right here. It doesn't have a color on it. For some reason, I will never know why it doesn't, but it doesn't have a color on it. And I used the e.l.f. Wow brow gel right here. This is a little too dark for me, so I make sure to just really wipe it off, but it does work really, really good. This one doesn't have a color. Oh yes, it does. This one has a color and it's neutral brown, but it's a very dark gray brown. It's not neutral, and it is not that color that is showing right there. Alright, so your girl is just going to go ahead and add on some highlight. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter right here. Everyone knows about this. I mean, everyone knows about this, but this is pretty bomb. You know, always wondered, is it called just Amrezy highlighter? Is there an actual name to it? I think it's just Amrezy highlighter. So anyways, super pretty. I'm taking my favorite highlighting brush. This is the Morphe M510 brush right here. We're just adding it all over the face. And so far, just talking about it, I love how the skin is looking right now with the concealer, powder, foundation, blush, bronzer, highlighter, all of that fun stuff. Honestly though, the blush is super, super bomb. It does have a natural glow to it, so I think this is a bomb blush if you want to go bold, if you want to go natural. I think it's super pretty. Love this blush. It's looking great and it doesn't feel sticky on my skin. Alright, so the first brush I'm going to go into, this is the Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette right here. Here is the inside if you've never seen it. We have some bold colors and some neutrals. It's a very good range of colors. I really love this palette. So the first color I'm going to go into is the color Love, which is kind of a pink color right here. It's kind of like a pinky rosy color right here. Just picking that up. These are super pigmented. And I'm going to start using it to blend very, very high close up to the brows. Very, very high. I'm not worrying about the inner corner too much with color and all of that. Just making sure it's blended where I get some. Just making sure the outer part is super nice and blended. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? Alright, now I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm going to go into the color is it Incense? Ooh, Incense. I love Incense. So we're using that color right there. That is that neutral brown color right there. And I'm going to start on the outer part of the eye. I just want to make sure everything is super, super blended. These are probably the only two colors I'm going to use. I don't think I'm going to use anything else. I might lay something on the lid, but I'm probably going to keep it pretty simple right now. Alright, so with that brown, I'm just keeping it pretty simple. I'm just kind of keeping it on the outer part. I'm not bringing it into the inner corner too much. Just making sure it's nice and blended. I do want to in the crease a little bit up here, but nothing too harsh and dramatic. Just, you know, mostly keeping the boldness on the outer part and keeping it nice and rounded. And that's one dip in. I haven't dipped in again. I don't think I did. So now doing the same thing on the other eye. Maybe I dipped in twice. I think I dipped in twice. So just dipping in a couple times, focusing it on the outer part, making sure it's nice and blended, not harsh at all. Alright, so I'm just taking a clean brush. This is the Morphe M573 brush right here. It really doesn't matter what you use. But I'm taking this color right here, which is Base. And I've been finding this trick helpful a lot. And so I'm just taking it and using it to very diffuse out like the inner corner, the crease area, everything near the brow, the outer part of the eye and everything. This just kind of helps diffuse everything and make everything very soft. Alright, so not too drastically, but I'm going to take that same color and same brush and just lay it on the lid right there just to add a little bit of lighter color right there. Alright, now just taking that Incense color and blending it under my eyes with the same brush, not too harsh, just a little bit, adding a little bit of color. Alright, so now for the part that I'm super excited about, and I hope it goes well. I don't know how bright this is gonna be. I don't know how what is gonna happen, but I'm super excited. These are the new Skeddit Beauty Skull Neon Pigments. I already love her products and I love the packaging of the skull bottles and everything like that. So Skeddit Beauty again is cruelty free and she has some really bomb lashes and glitters. So these are neon pigments. They look so neon. So I have a green and orange one right here. She does have multiple colors, but these are like the other neon colors I have right here. I might use those ones later in my festival video. Not sure yet, but I'm going to be using the pink one today, and this is in the color Wild. And I'm just going to kind of put it on my hand right here. And there it is. And yeah, that's super neon, super pretty. So we're gonna see what happens. So I'm just dumping it into the cap right here just so I can get a good amount of product. Now I'm taking the Morphe N506 brush right here. This is a little blending brush. I'm picking that up like that. And I'm going to be using it for the inner corner area of my eyes. So, you know, I don't know 100% what I'm doing, but I'm hoping I can figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and take it on the other eye right here too, because there's a lot of product before I do anything too drastic. So kind of bringing it into the inner corner. There is some fallout, and yeah, just basically blending it, making sure it's not harsh. Just popping it on the inner corner. So I do see it dripping right there. Maybe I didn't tap it off enough, and that's okay. Surely it'll wipe off. We'll see. Just kind of blending, adding a little bit more product. These are super pigmented, but they are blending very nicely, which is always a good thing. So while doing this, I'm making sure to bring it, like this side looks better than this side. I feel like I blended this side a little bit too close to the nose, but I'm just kind of making sure to blend it and bring it a little bit on the inner lid area right here. Now I'm wiping off the brush we were using earlier that we were diffusing everything with, and I'm going back into that same base color. I'm using it just to diffuse the like very close areas to the nose, just because it doesn't look good next to the nose. That wasn't my bad. So I'm just making sure to really diffuse those areas out. So again, just sitting here, still diffusing, making sure to really make sure it's blended in those areas. And I'm going to go back into the pink pigment a little bit, tap it off, and right in the actual inner corner right here, while not blending it upwards, I'm just placing it just to get a really more of a stronger neon color there. If that makes any sense, just because I want it to be a little bit more popped on the inner corner. Alright, so far so good. I'm going to go back into that same brush in that incense color, and I'm just going to add a little bit more on the outer part right here, just to deepen it up a little bit. Alright, so far I think it looks pretty cool. So now I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex, I was about to call it mascara, the Better Than Sex eyeliner. This is a waterproof eyeliner. This is super bomb, and we're just going to draw some thick wings on our eyes. So far, I'm really loving this neon pigment on the inner corner of the eyes. I think it looks super cool. So we're just going in. I'm probably not going to stay on camera, but I'm going to try for you guys. But I suck at this. So, yeah. Well, I already fucked up. So, not that I should be talking while doing this at all. But this eyeliner is so good. I think this is the best eyeliner I've ever used in my life. It is so good. And if you are a hooded eye bitch, I feel like it's super good because it really doesn't transfer. And it's so amazing. It goes on so easily. Like, this is the kind of shit that, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I would pay big money for this, just saying. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the other eye and this eye off camera because this is a pain in the ass and I need this shit to look good. Alright, so we're back with some sharp lines. I did fuck up a little bit, but this makes it so much easier. So now I'm just taking some black eyeliner and putting it in my waterline. So here they are right here. I have worn them multiple times. These are really bomb. They're pretty not dramatic, and dramatic lashes are a little hard for me to put on. So these ones are pretty simple, but I'm going to try to be good and put on some lashes. And before I do that off camera, I'm going to go ahead and put on the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on my top and bottom lashes for you guys. I just feel like putting on mascara first does help out a lot. Alright, so the lashes are on, kind of. I suck at putting them on. I don't even need to say that, but I feel like these lashes are probably my favorite of these Skeddit Beauty lashes. I really love these. I feel like they're pretty like bold, but like still simple, not too dramatic. I really like them. So now for the last step, I'm going to be going in with the Dose of Colors DESIXKATY, a Mauve Story liquid lipstick, and just putting it on my lips. Actually, I kind of lied. That is not the last step. I'm going to go ahead and add, just because I feel like I want to do this more and more because I love stars. This is the Milk Makeup Tattoo Stamp in the shape of a star. So I'm just going to put it, make sure it's angled right, but I'm just going to put it right here. And there we go. Now everything is done. Alright, so now that is everything. Ignore my eyes. They are starting to water because of all these lights and everything, and I'm getting really sick. So yeah, yesterday when I was doing my makeup before work, my eyes were just pouring water. There were streaks down my face. It looked like I was bawling my eyes out, and I was not. So anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like this was super easy to do. I really love how it looks. Honestly, there's lipstick on my teeth. Honestly, I think my favorite part about this is the blush. I really love this blush. This blush looks so good. It's so nice. The perfect amount of glow on the skin. I feel like everything just went well. Like it looked so good. Even the concealer looks really great. I'm just really loving it. This neon pigment is so stunning. Super easy to blend. Super bright. I am just loving everything. I don't think there was one thing in this video at all that I hated or didn't like. These are all like products that I feel like are super good and I use very often, besides the neon pigment and the blush, because I haven't used those before, but I definitely am now. So yeah, that is everything for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and let me know down below in the comments what you'd like to see me film next, and I will see you guys in my next video.